me tell you a working class norm that I actually don't advocate for in your career. And it's one I still struggle with even after a decade of researching the unwritten rules of work for the working class. I'm Dr. Carl Schmidt. I'm an industrial organizational psychologist, and I've been researching what are the unwritten rules of work for the working class for nearly a decade. My book just came out on it, and I still have had to update all my coaching programs recently because I've always struggled with pricing my time because it feels ridiculous. If you're like, oh my God, how is my time worth this much an hour? But it's not about the time you spend doing that. That's a very working class mindset from doing the hourly jobs where they only pay you for the time that you were there. And even then, not some of it. Like a lot of truckers don't get paid while the truck's being loaded. Flight attendants don't get paid till the door shuts, or at least they didn't used to. And so when it's time to charge for yourself and you're like, oh my God, how am I charging this much an hour? You have to remember you are also counting the value of what it brings and all the time it took you to learn that information. All the low-wage work while you were going to school, while taking out debt, all those unpaid internships, all the miserable experiences, the packaging it together, all the pre-work you have to do, the marketing, etc. And sometimes you will have customers who will be like, oh, all of that for such a short amount of time. And those are honestly not people you probably want to be your clients, because if they don't see the value, why would they buy it from you? And that's okay. Not everyone will see your value. But something I was doing was I was struggling with underpaying for my coaching because what I do, the unwritten rules of work, is so broad and can apply to so many work issues that I was really customizing it to every client. And I can still do that. But it's much easier for me and my clients to see the value of my work when I've revamped what I've done into developing coaching modules on the main 6 issues that I see people having when they're struggling to move up in their career, the main unwritten rules that they are hitting against that are like invisible, but clearly a problem for them. Things like knowing where do you code switch versus where are you losing your authenticity, learning how to be strategic, but you're worried about being manipulative, and what's the difference? How do you build relationships that will be beneficial for you in the long term without exploiting people and feeling like it's transactional? How do you avoid being exploited? How do you deal with difficult people who are really passive aggressive and you're labeled as aggressive as soon as you call it out? Those are the issues that it's much easier for me both to sell and for clients to understand because I can tell them the value. Then I can package it in. We'll do this in 2 coaching sessions, 2 videos, and some worksheets. As someone who tries to be very ethical in business, it just feels better to me than focusing on a time unit. Is focusing on the value and what they need. It also helps me attract customers who that is what they need. And I don't feel like I'm selling something that has no value that they don't need. The flip side of that, an upper class technique that I don't want to do, is the overselling and that you making things that intentionally break or make them have to come back to you. That drives me insane. And I've heard recently, I went to a coaching workshop that was like, you shouldn't have programs because then people just do the program and leave. And you should always have something continuous so they can keep purchasing. And for me, I've thought about it, but I actually don't want to get people hooked to where they need me forever. I do want to do so well and provide so much value that they want to do another module, or if they have another issue down the road, they refer me. But again, that feels scammy to me because I don't want you to need me forever. I want to help you get to where you want to go. The mission of my business is to get first generation and neurodivergent leaders in power, people who are actually competent, who care about other people in power. I think I want to live in a world where y'all run the world. And I do think that will benefit my business long term, is not scamming people, not draining them dry, helping y'all get where you want to go. And then when you have other people you need to develop, then hopefully I did a good enough job that you refer them to me. So just more thoughts as we've been discussing on my page. How are you marketing a business without feeling like a scam artist? Because that can just feel so gross.